All right, everybody, I'm back with another video. In this video, we are going to talk about the factors in custody and physical placement determinations in Wisconsin. Again, I have in front of me the Wisconsin Code Book from 2022. It's important to stay on top of the law to know really what's going on and what laws and factor into your case and what judges consider when making decisions on your legal custody and the physical placement of your children, okay? I always like this at the beginning. It's important to read. It says, in determining legal custody in periods of physical placement, the court shall consider all facts relevant to the best interest of the child. The court may not prefer one parent or potential custodian over the other on the basis of sex or race of the parent or potential custodian. The court shall consider all of the following factors, which are not listed in order of importance, okay? So I'm gonna get into those factors, I'm gonna read through them, and then in another video, I'm gonna break them down in chunks. We'll do 5 at a time to do a little more analyzation of each of the factors. But really important there, right? Sometimes people come to see me and they say, well, look, you know, I'm a man and she's a woman, so she's going to get the kids, right? Not necessarily, right? And that's not how the court is to decide these issues. And it could be the other way around too, but very clear in Wisconsin that that's not how it's to be decided. So what are the factors? Let me run through those for you here, okay? First is the wishes of the child's parent or parents, and that generally comes out by parents filing what's called a parenting plan in Wisconsin or some sort of proposal that they file with the court. The second factor is the wishes of the child. A big question we get is, at what age can a child decide? Well, there it is. The factor for a court to consider is, what are the wishes of the child? In the other video that I'm going to do, we're going to talk about how that gets communicated to a court. Third issue, or factor I should say, is the cooperation and communication between the parties and whether either party unreasonably refuses to cooperate or communicate with the other party. Fourth is whether each party can support the other party's relationship with the child, including encouraging and facilitating frequent and continuing contact with the child, or whether one party is likely to unreasonably interfere with the child's continuing relationship with the other party. Lot to talk about, guys. Put your questions in the comments if you have a moment, and in the next video that I do, and when we're talking about, and I'm going to come back to these factors and talk about them, I can address your questions there. The fifth factor is the interaction and interrelationship of the child with his or her siblings and any other person who may significantly affect the child's best interest. So we're not just talking about that relationship between the child and the parents, but other people too. Sixth factor, interaction and interrelationship of the child with his or her parent or parents, and the amount and quality of time that each parent has spent with the child in the past, any necessary changes to the parents' custodial roles, and any reasonable lifestyle changes that a parent proposes to make to maximize placement with the child. I can't wait to talk about that one. The seventh factor, whether any of the following has had a significant problem with alcohol or drug abuse: a party, like the parent, or a person with whom a parent of the child has a dating relationship, or a person who resides, has resided, or will reside regularly or intermittently in a proposed custodial household. All right, guys, there's 14 of these factors. Number 8, here we go. Child's adjustment to the home, school, religion, and community. Number 9 is the age of the child and the child's developmental and educational needs at different ages. Number 10, whether the mental or physical health of a party, minor child, or other person living in a proposed custodial household negatively affects the child's intellectual, physical, or emotional well-being. Number 11 is whether any of the following has a criminal record, or whether there's evidence that any of the following has engaged in abuse of the child or other child, or neglected the child or any other child, okay? That could be a party, a person with whom a parent of the child has a dating relationship, or a person who resides, has resided, or will reside regularly or intermittently in a proposed custodial household. You guys still with me? I'm up to 12 here. The 12th is whether there's evidence of interspousal battery or domestic abuse. Number 13 is the reports of any professionals, if admitted into evidence And the 14th is the catch-all. It's any other factor that a court determines to be relevant. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 14 factors that a court in Wisconsin would consider when they're determining what to do about the physical placement of your child. As I mentioned, I'm going to be making 3 videos, chunking out those factors, breaking them down and providing some more insight into them. So please leave a comment on this video with your questions, thoughts, concerns that you have about these factors, and I'm happy to address them in my next video. All right, take care, good to see you, and we'll see you in the next video.